it live then.
Okay,
It is
hello.
live. Hello, everybody. Good
Hi
afternoon.
Hello.
everyone. Happy
Hey.
Valentine's Day to everybody.
Oh, yeah. Happy Valentine's to you.
Yeah, happy
So, what did you guys
Valentine's.
do for Valentine's? What did you do, Raquel?
Work. Work.
Oh, you worked. That's a bit sad.
Yeah.
Your love is your work.
Uh, birthday
I
ko pa
think
yan.
Valentine is just in your head.
Yeah.
I just read a note in the morning and it's flashing all over my Instagram that women need, beyond flowers on Valentine's Day. We need pockets in our dresses, in our jeans, and we really need equal rights. Go beyond the flowers. You see? Oh, I love the banner.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah.
What did you use for this? Did you use Canva or did you use
Canva.
PowerPoint?
Canva.
Canva. Hey, everybody's using Canva now.
Canva is all over in Sheila's era, Sheila.
Yeah,
You
I
know.
Yeah.
know.
I know.
I know. And we're having this training for the volunteers on the 20th,
Yeah.
in case we have volunteers listening right now.
Yes. And everybody has registered, I'm sure. The numbers are speaking.
I didn't even look. All right, Raquel, this is your broadcast. We're hijacking your broadcast now.
Yeah. It's a really. What is that?
Okay, Sheila, you want to go?
Okay, I'll go first. My name is Sheila, and I am the global marketing lead for She Loves Data. Actually, the co-lead. I have a buddy now, so there are two of us, and her
Yeah.
name is Ingrid, and she's located in Europe. I am located here in Singapore, and I have been with She Loves Data since 2020. Yeah, just before the pandemic. No, actually, just
Yeah.
after the pandemic was announced.
Yeah.
That's me.
Oh
Richa.
Okay,
God.
fantastic. Thank you so much, Richa, for inviting us for the show. And I'm really
Yeah.
looking forward to the conversations today. And of course, it's a dual celebration. We are celebrating Raquel's birthday and
Yeah.
Valentine's Day
Yes,
and so
yes.
many things. Nice. Okay, so just to introduce myself, my name is Richa Tibriwal, and I take care of global operations for She Loves Data. And I also head the Singapore chapter. So I also pretty much joined She Loves Data like early last year officially, and but I strongly believe in the sisterhood of the community. So yeah, Raquel, over to you.
Yeah. So we have questions.
Okay, Sheila, let's go back to you again.
Why is it always me? Okay, fine. We're going to vary it a
We're
little
switching
bit
around.
later.
Okay, next
Yeah.
question I will take first. Don't worry.
All right. You can see, like, we have this dynamic where we just go ping pong each other. My first impression of Raquel, when they first told me that there's somebody who wanted to volunteer in the marketing team, what I normally do is I Google people, and I'm open about that. I Google people. It's the same thing when I'm at work. I want to find out about the person before I can have a proper discussion with them, because that also gives me something to talk about. So when I first looked at Raquel's profile, I looked at her Facebook and I was like, oh, wow. She's an author. She's also a vlogger. She is a full time employee. And I'm just thinking, how in the world did this girl manage to do all of this? And then at the side note, it also said that you have a disability. And I was thinking, oh, how does that work really? And this is a bias that I have, and I would like to admit that, because I was thinking, how can this person do everything even though there is a limitation? And then when I started talking to you, I realized that you didn't really look at it as a limitation. You actually look at it as more of a drive. When you told me that you're even studying for your master's, and I was thinking, whoa, this girl just has a lot going, and yet you manage to do everything, have pockets of time to fulfill everything. So I was just blown away. I'm sorry, I was just blown away the first time that I met you. Even before I met you, even before the actual interview, I was already blown away. That was my first impression of you.
Richa.
I already have goosebumps, when Sheila, you are telling me this. And before I actually answer this question about the impression thing, Raquel, to be honest, I was in a conversation with Sheila, and Sheila was actually telling me the same thing, even off screen.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, we have somebody in the team, but I just knew about the half information until then. And then suddenly I just knew, okay, there is someone in the team taking
Yes.
care of the website for us and everything. We had a lot of things going on last year, as everybody knows in Sheila's data.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Back to back, and I was prepping up for something. The event was live on the website, and guys, our website was transforming that time, and Raquel was the woman behind, that team. So I was like, okay, there are some issues. Who do I reach? Let me go to my Slack channel, and then I was just tagging Raquel very casually. That was my first interaction, which I didn't know will become an interaction. So I
Mm-hmm.
just shared a screenshot, and I was like, oh, there's a problem here, guys. I mean, how do I reach out to somebody? And I need to get it fixed. Oh my god, boom. Raquel was like instant. She just responded, gave it a solution, give me a fix, and done. And then boom, I was again and again sending a few things. And she was so positive. She was so optimistic about everything that, hey, Richa, keep coming, keep sending me these issues. And I just, and then, so Raquel was not supposed to be in my team, right? So I didn't Google before that. But once I was like, oh my God, I have to look up for this girl. I went to LinkedIn and I was blown away. I was just blown away with all the work Raquel you are doing. And it's
She
just
has
impressive to
data.
see how people can be so inspiring in their own terms. Sky is the limit. We just have all these inhibitions in our head, to be very honest.
Yeah.
We just have excuses. We just find excuses that, okay, this is the reason I'm not able to do this.
Mm.
But Raquel, you are an example that sky is the limit, and just these reasons are just excuses
Mm.
and nothing else in our life. So this is my first impression of you. And I strongly believe first impression has nothing to do, because until I meet somebody in person, I am no way, I have a right to judge you.
Yeah.
But you are fantastic and fantabulous, and keep up the spirit.
Thank you. So let's talk about the day job.
All right, Richa, your turn.
I knew, I knew. Sheila is my twin soul, right? We both celebrate her birthday. We understand. Okay, I take up this question. So, in my day job to pay my bills, I manage all the IT consulting projects for HCM products. So, I've been doing
Uh-huh.
this for various consulting firms, and right now I'm with a mid-sized firm, Darwin. Apart from
Uh,
that, I co-founded the Bulletin Box, a platform with my husband,
uh,
and we are kind of aggregated and building a news
uh,
network like community. Plus, there are editorials and podcasts that were launched. So this is all I do apart from Sheila's data, which is my love and life.
yeah.
Sheila, you now.
Yeah.
Okay, my day job. Officially, my title is campaign management specialist, and what that really means is to come up with ideas in order to promote the brand
Yeah.
or whatever digital stuff that we come up with. However, the past few months that has actually evolved, and I'm now part of the digital channel enablement of my company. And what that means is really interacting with our immediate customers, and that means the customer service team, the countries, the managers, and trying to figure out how are they in terms of using the platforms that we have, what are their challenges, what are the things that they like about the platform, how can we improve, and then communicating those concerns, those wish lists, those feedback to the developers. And for me, it's something new. I was never really part of it, although I did co-found a startup before. But this one is really new to me. I'm actually reading about agile management right now, just to
Yeah.
understand, because talking to developers is different from talking to people who
Yeah.
are on the ground. You need to really translate what is happening. So I see myself as a bridge. And so I need to understand the language of the tech team as well as the language of the CS team. So it's a combination, I guess, of the personal as well as the tech side, the human side, and the tech side of things. That's my day
Okay.
job. That's what pays the bills.
Yeah.
So you're actually liaising between the business and the tech team. That's what I do.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Hmm. Hmm. Sheila, you go next
Richa.
now.
No,
Wow.
Richa, you do it. It's like two and
Okay,
two.
I take
Remember,
it.
we did two and
Okay,
two.
I take it. I take it. It's a very long and a short story. And I think I truly believe in the power of destiny. And
Yeah.
Yana, everybody knows Yana has a knack of identifying the people, out of like nowhere.
Yeah.
So I just came across She Loves Data like 2 years back through a friend, and I was just attending one of her intro to data session, which was first time for her, and I was there to cheer her. And that's how I got to know about She Loves Data, and I was blown away with the power of the community and the networking and how everybody was just selflessly contributing there in their own bits and time, even after their day jobs in the evening, which was impressive. So, and Yana has a strong love for India, and India is all about food. And I'm a huge foodie. So we were in some conversation, and I was like, okay, I will cook for you. And so I randomly invited Yana and a couple of other friends from She Loves Data. And that's how we started conversation. It was more like a first interaction. And I think Yana was out looking for a Singapore chapter head that time. And she was like, oh, why don't you join us? In a split second, I said, okay, yes, let's do it. And that's how I met Yana, and I just joined She Loves Data. It's a very random, destined kind of a connection, some cosmic connection. Yes.
Yeah.
No intellectual connection there.
Yeah, I met Yana officially, I think, back in 2019, maybe. I think it was 2018, 2019. And at that time, I was part of another volunteer organization called Keynote Women Speakers. And we were looking for a partner in order to come up with a public speaking program. So Keynote at that time was in its infancy, and I was the marketing lead over there. And Yana's name, I never met Yana personally at that time, but I heard her name through Neil, who was at Big Data World. So when he found out that I was volunteering for a women's organization, he's like, you should meet people at She Loves Data. So I first met Pam, and then Pam connected me to Yana. So the first meeting I had with Yana was this woman who goes, okay, tell me about your organization. And I was actually talking to her and selling her two organizations, my day job at that time and Keynote Women Speakers. And eventually we said, okay, let's come up with a half-day free public speaking training for the She Loves Data community, because at that time they were trying to expand and say, can we tap more people to let them know about She Loves Data, because the data community, they knew about She Loves Data, but not the other communities. So we were trying to think of, can we do a cross relationship, cross community type of training program? So yeah, I first met her at the workplace. I forgot which one it was. And then officially, we sort of started to really get to know each other during the half-day training program. And that's how I met her officially. And then on and off over the years.
Some interesting stories, right?
Yeah. And I do agree with you. She has this way of like, I know somebody who can do this. You have to meet this person. And you go like, oh, okay, sure.
Again, I really love the pink names that are flashing in the bottom.
You made it really lovey. Yeah, it's like a love theme.
Love theme, yes. I'm wearing red.
Yeah, I'm wearing black though.
Oh, you're neutralizing my red.
Yeah. And Raquel's wearing white. So black and white, and then you have red. We can't.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the next question?
Let's talk about Sheila's Data. What's the role, and how did that change your perspective on volunteering?
Okay, I'll go this time because you did the last two rounds.
Yeah.
She Loves Data. Like I said, I heard about it through a Big Data World. I attended one of the events when it was still happening at that time. And I just thought, whoa, whoever is organizing this, they're really very data heavy, tech heavy, that sort of thing. And then, as I said, unofficially, I was attending some of their events. And As Pat mentioned one time, I was sort of ushering people in because I saw that there needs to be a bit of organization during the event. So I was the one who goes going, hello, everybody, welcome to Sheila's Data. Come sit and get to know. And I was already promoting Sheila's Data at the time. People were like, are you with Sheila's Data? I said, no, but I love Sheila's Data. So join and be part of the community. And then when I finished my volunteering stint in the other organization, and I was looking for another organization that I could really be part of, I was at the time looking for my own tribe. I was looking for my own community. And so I found She Loves Data again. And I thought, okay, let me see how I can now be part of it and how I can contribute. So I had an interview with Yana. So there was a formal interview that happened there, and rightly so. So she was asking me what was my motivation and all that. And I remember our first virtual meeting when Richa was demonstrating and saying, okay, we're looking at Zoom because we're now going to take our offline event to online event. And in my head, I was going, so how are you guys going to promote this? So I was still not fully immersed. So when I was just seeing what's happening in my head, I was already going, we need to do a promotion. We can utilize the social media channels. And I guess organically, I really started getting into the whole nitty gritty of marketing for She Loves Data from that point on. And I just remember the first month, it was hectic. We were doing 4 webinars in a week. And I was just going, okay, we need to start coming up with our social media guidelines. How do we do the branding? How are we going to do the promoting? And so the first year, in fact, it was, I would say, hectic. But at the same time, there was so much accomplishments that the team achieved. And so even though it was tiring, it was also fulfilling.
Yeah.
And how did that change my perception on volunteering? It sort of reinforced what I've always believed in that if you are truly willing to give something without really expecting anything in return, because volunteering is a hard job. It's not just you being there and having your name somewhere as a volunteer. You really need to slog. You have to do a lot, and you're not getting paid for it. So it's really that drive, that motivation to give back, and I guess to find your fulfillment in sharing your skills and your knowledge that would keep you on. Because sometimes, like I said, it can get tiring and you can also burn out. But if you really love what you're doing, eventually you'll find ways in order to manage how your energy is consumed, but at the same time, still find fulfillment in what you're doing.
Absolutely. I think so rightly said, Sheila, and you've covered almost a lot of all my thoughts already. But I know, it was a happy problem, to be very honest, because when we are scaling up, for example, when we are growing and, we are accomplishing so many things, that's when we actually come across a lot of challenges also. And those challenges actually become like our learnings from that year. So we can actually improve in the next year. So I think, to be very honest, She Loves Data for me was more like, it's a power of sisterhood, because just the way Sheila mentioned, the moment we were transforming from offline to online, the answer to my so many questions around social media was Sheila. Sheila was the answer to my lot of questions about how are we going to promote? Because to be honest, if it's an offline event, you have like 30, 40, 50 seats to cover. Oh, for Sheila's Data, it was not difficult, to be very honest, in every chapter. But if you have to do something virtually, you really need to promote it online. So that online promotion structure and that process is equally important. So that's when I think it was so important. We transformed in a lot of ways, and it was amazing. It was fantastic. Look at the followers and look at the community. It's impressive to see the feedback and the compliments that we get, and that's what keeps us motivated. And of course, the tiring part, the process where you feel, oh my God, we are burnt out. That's where we all of us, we were sailing in the same boat. That's what kept us motivated. When you see, oh my God, that person is still working, that person is still sending an email. That doesn't add to our pressure, to be very honest, that, why is she working so much? That actually gives us a motivation that, see, there's no money here. You really need to have that self-driven, self-motivated thing to give back to the society, to give back to the community. And when community actually loves and they ask you a question, hey, when is the next event happening? Oh my God, I'm like, yeah, we need to come up with an event it now. People are really looking forward to learning more. I think Sheila Fida is all about that power of community, sisterhood. Everybody has so much faith in us. And that's what keeps us motivated. And I think everybody in all our like 16, 17 chapters, they are so amazing, so
Yeah.
diverse, so versatile. And everybody knows who Sheila Zera is. So that's what makes it so impressive. That we are definitely making that small difference in life. So we should continue to do that. It's hard, but we should do it. We have this is the chance for us to give back, to be honest, and leave a legacy. Too much gam, too much. I think we are talking too much, like Sheila and I, we are giving too much of advocacy about a lot of things. We definitely follow, guys. We at least follow 2-3% of it, or
Yeah.
more, or more.
Okay, the next question. After the pandemic, did you have plan in visiting the Philippines?
Ooh,
After the pandemic, okay, I'll answer that. I was born in the Philippines. I was born in
Sheila
Baguio.
Oh,
is a Filipino.
I am actually Filipino Australian. I was born in the Philippines. My roots are still in the Philippines. My family is still in the
great.
Philippines. And the last time I was there was, I believe, in 2018. I was there to celebrate Christmas with my
Uh,
family. After the pandemic, most likely, I just don't know when, because right now, I don't know whether Richa, you also share the same sentiments, but I just want to get out of Singapore for a bit. I don't
Anywhere,
know.
yeah.
anywhere.
So just get out anywhere, just come up with something new, something different. Singapore is a lovely country.
Yeah.
I would say it's a really great place, especially to be here during the pandemic, because you can see the government working. They're very strict about enforcing safety measures and all that. But there really comes a time when you really have to get out of a certain place. It doesn't matter whether you really love the country or the city or whatever. You just need to go out and look at other perspectives. Is the Philippines the number one on my list to go to? To be honest, no. I would probably want to go elsewhere because it's still Asia. I'm like, let's
Yeah.
get out of Asia because everybody seems to be having the same issue in Asia right now. So let's go look at other issues in other countries.
Correct.
Sheila, you
So
should take a cruise to nowhere.
I've been in a
I'm just
well, not
kidding.
exactly a cruise. I've been in a ship because a friend of mine works in the ship, and she made
Yeah.
us go through that. Well, it was docked. We didn't go there like for free or stuff. Well, it was docked, and they allowed friends of the crew to come and look. And I was like, oh my gosh, it is big, but I feel still claustrophobic because I felt like I'm going to be here in this moving place, and all I see are water. No, so I don't think
So
I'll be
now we
able
know
to do
you are
that
not a
cruise
water
tomorrow.
person.
I need to be able to go. That's the sea. There's the mountain. I can still run to the mountain if anything
Yeah.
happens. I can't really swim, so I can't go into the sea. So
Yeah.
maybe not.
That's
I'll
it.
live
You're not a water person.
vicariously. Yeah, I'll live vicariously through those people who go through the cruises to nowhere thing. Maybe.
Interesting, interesting. So you are not a water person. We can see that. It's fine.
No, no, no.
So am I. Okay, so I think Philippines is definitely on my list because I call myself a nomad, and this is the longest time I have stayed in a country because thanks to pandemic, and everybody teases me because I used to live out of suitcase, to be very honest. And surprisingly, Philippines has been on my list since last 2 years, but apparently it didn't happen. And I really admire the natural beauty of the country, the volcanoes, which actually got erupted. So I had too many plans to actually see that. So it got erupted, and then so many waterfalls and water sports activities. I'm not a water person, but I really want to do it. I have a FOMO that I have to do it. I have to do it. So I really want to do those jumps and something holding
Mm-mm.
my heart tight. I will do it at least one day. So Philippines is definitely on my list. I'm not sure when because I think nobody knows when right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Singapore government is doing a fantastic job, and with the cosmopolitan country it is, I think we just come across all people from diverse cultures. So I'm very open to travel anywhere, just anywhere, the moment country opens. But it's a blessing in disguise. So okay, no worries, no regrets, no problems, no complaints. I'm happy. But yes, Philippines is definitely on my list, and I have a lot of Filipino friends. So
Yeah.
yeah. I have a flavor and pictures of what's happening there. So I really want to see it live and capture my own pictures soon.
Yeah.
Yes. And of course, you two ladies, you have to take me and take around Philippines, you see?
Yeah,
Yes,
it's going to be a bit like India because each province will have their own flavor.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then a particular month, they also have their own celebrations and festivals. So
Oh,
you
looking
can
forward
time
for
it like if
them.
yeah, they're definitely, and they have their own dialects and languages in each
Yeah.
province and
Ah,
region
but
as
you have
well.
to take care of my vegetarian food, la.
See, that's the thing. That's what I told you. It's so hard to find vegetarian food. I was like
So
rocking
I
my
have
head
to
here
survive.
already. I was like,
So,
how can I feed you? Everything there has a mixture of pork in it because
Yeah.
pork is really big. And then you have chicken. If it's not pork, they offer you chicken. And you're thinking, if it's not chicken, it's seafood. And literally, it's
Yeah.
like, even the vegetables
no problem.
has
I'll
pork
survive. I'll
soup
survive on
base.
desserts. I'll survive my
Oh
on
yeah, yeah,
desserts.
yeah, yeah, yeah. There are lots of dessert. You
I
will
will
not
do that.
starve when it comes to dessert.
I'll
So
gain
lots of
weight and come
rice.
back from Philippines and then go to gym.
Yeah.
Go running. No gym. I don't like gym. I go running then.
Yeah, I don't like to run, so you can run on your own, and I'll cheer you
Oh, this
on.
is my new love right now. I mean, not love, but I'm just doing it. I don't like to run, but I'm just doing it a little bit.
Yeah.
Too much lockdown weight.
Yeah. Okay. Next question. It says, "How can you describe our online friendship?"
Sheila, go. Take it
I
up.
would say it's different. I look at friendship this way, and this is more like a generic view for me. I've always believed that there are people who come into your life for a reason, and sometimes they stay longer than others. Sometimes they're there for a specific reason, but that friendship can evolve and will evolve if you give it time and I guess nourishment, just like with anything, if you want it to grow. With Raquel, I actually find it very interesting and very heartwarming that you're very open to having people in your lives immediately. And I thought you are such a positive person, and the fact that you're so open to immediately have friends across the miles in different places and all that is for me a I guess in a way an encouragement to also be more open to other people because I'm not. I mean, I'm an introverted person. I count the number of people that I consider friends in my
Yeah.
fingers. And it's really hard for me to form friendships immediately, but it makes it easier when people like you, Raquel, and Richa as well, immediately go, "Come on, Sheila, you're my
Let's
friend.
do
Let's do
it.
this. Let's do that." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, okay, cool. Let's do this." And it sort of like encourages me to go, like, "Okay, explore, be
Yeah.
open," and that's how I sort of feel it. It's like, thank you very much for making me a part of your life. Because otherwise, I would have been like, yeah, okay, we're all in the same volunteer organization, but then we don't really know about each other. And yet, you're doing this next step, Raquel, of actually letting us into your life, sharing us what you're doing, sharing with us what you're doing, and getting to know us as
Yeah.
well as getting to know you. So I think that with this pandemic and the more that we interact, the more that we'll get to know each other. And after the pandemic, I really hope, there will be a chance when all of us can be together physically
Yeah.
because virtual is still different from really seeing each other
Yeah.
virtually. And I really
Yeah.
like those moments once in a while, introverted here,
Once in
when
a
you
while.
meet when you meet people physically because you're like, oh, now this is the person that I see behind the screen or the person that I
Yeah.
see on screen. That's how I would describe it. I think it's a great opportunity for me to meet you and to be part of your life as well as being part of my life. So thank you.
Yeah, I think over and above, Sheila, what you've already covered, I totally resonate with whatever you said. And I strongly believe that friendship is a two-way street. But not all the time, both the parties are equally invested from the day one.
Yeah.
And it's a very, very important parameter where one person is more like, more invested and probably takes more effort. And that's where is the testing time for the other person, actually. If you equally
Yeah.
reciprocate at least, then that becomes like an amalgamation of that friendship finally. That, okay, this will work. So sometimes when you are working with people like, your colleagues, or whether it's a job or it's a volunteer organization, it's not very easy to actually get along with everybody at a personal level. Not everybody also makes an effort, to be very honest. But of course, I call myself an extroverted person, and I'm sure Sheila would vouch for it. I'm
Yes, you
a
are.
hugger.
You are. Your
I am a
social
hugger.
calendar is so full, and you're a hugger. First per time you see a person, you're like, hug.
Yeah, anyway, so but still feel that, I always take an initiative to interact, and I really
Yeah.
really love exceptional people like Raquel, who also takes an initiative to actually step forward and then make an effort to actually know people like me or Sheila. And at least for an extrovert people, it's very rare to find such people like, oh, hi, let's just talk. So I think I really admire this, Raquel, because we are so miles apart right now, and our first interaction has been, guys, if you are listening to us, really, this is the first time we are really talking. I have never spoken to Raquel on call earlier, but you would not believe that I've never spoken, because see how the chemistry that we have right now, all of us. And Raquel, the way you've engraved it in stone by naming this channel or this episode as friendship, this is
Yes.
what gives us that feeling that, hey, it's always very easy to build up relationship, but it's important to keep it going and to keep it just
Yeah.
mutually acceptable kind of a relationship. So I really admire that fact, and I really look at from a very different lens, that this is amazing and this is precious, and I really want to meet you in person very soon, so we see the real you, of course. So yeah,
Yeah.
I really admire such people who do that. Oh, we are over time.
Okay. Richa, you're the one who's been all over
What's the
Singapore, so
question?
you can
Okay, where do you
start.
recommend me to go if I visit Singapore? Oh, I would invite you to my place.
Oh,
That's the
yeah. Go,
first
go,
place
go.
you should go after you land in
Yeah.
Singapore. You should come to my place. I'll make sure Sheila and everybody from our Sheila's Data Sisterhood community is there to welcome you. And we would love to have you, and I'll host you. I'll cook for you. Only
Yeah,
vegetarian.
Richa throws a really great party, even though she's vegetarian.
Oh, yeah.
Mm,
Even though
especially
she's
because she's
vegetarian.
a vegetarian. Okay.
Rephrase. Yes. So definitely you should visit my place first. And let me not be biased. Singapore is a beautiful country. I am not sure if you've been to Singapore earlier or not, but there are so many places. I would love to help you come up with an itinerary. And I help a lot of people with an itinerary to go around. Too many places on the list. But yeah, first would
Yeah.
be my home.
Where would I mean, aside from the usual touristy places,
Sheila, you should say Richa's home.
yeah, so
Just
number
agreed.
one would be Richa's home after we stuff ourselves. Then we really have to walk it off, because when you leave her place, your tummy is going to be distended
You have to walk
and
and
you
digest
need to walk it off. Actually, power walk would probably be my suggestion.
our
So
walk.
after Richa's place, Marina Bay, no, Gardens by the Bay. Gardens by the Bay would probably
Oh.
be the next one, because I like the water fountains in one of those
Yeah.
flower domes.
You are from
So
Philippines, darling. So many waterfalls in your country.
that's
But
why I
then,
miss it. That's why I love it.
oh,
Each time I see a waterfall, I'll be like, ah, waterfall, water.
that's the only
I
place
grew up
in
with the
Singapore
pine
you can
trees.
see.
Yeah, I didn't grow up near the beaches. I'm not a beach person. So I would always go with a bit of nature, a bit of water, a bit of like waterfall.
Flowing.
Oh, where else? Oh, this is so horrible. We keep saying Singapore is a great place, and you're like, where else
It's a
can,
long
can
list.
we? Probably because we're so in here for the entire time that we sort of like, yeah, we've seen all of
But you
that,
know what?
right?
I really like Marina Barrage. We should go do some picnic there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. So anyway, it's really beautiful at night, Gardens by the Bay, and then do a bit of shopping at Marina Bay Sands. Um, that's my
Sheila is
favorite
just
place to
helping you
shop.
to make a hole in your pocket.
Hey, it's a nice place. It has some nice shops there, but some food places too.
Yeah.
But if you're really into nature, there are a few nature places there. Oh yeah, see, I nearly forgot. You know the Changi Jewel
Oh,
with the
Jewel Town.
water again. Remember the
Yeah.
I
water
can see that. Raquel, please don't listen to Sheila. Gardens by the Bay and Joel Changi are like sister places.
waterfall?
Not
Yes, because
waterfall.
and some malls inside, so you don't really have to go anywhere. You can eat, you can shop, and then you can see the water. See, and there's like a
Everything
jungle
under one
gym
head.
out there. Under, you don't have to go outside. So, oh, and if you also want again nature, botanical garden. See, you can walk
Yeah.
around. You'll see the lizards. You'll see this family of otters, and some little bits and pieces all around there. But pretty much you'll be
But you
surrounded by
know what?
nature.
I would let me take up my turn again. So sorry to interrupt. I will probably take you to Chinatown also. When you are in a
Oh
country,
yes.
when you are in Rome, act like Romans. When you're in Singapore, go to Chinatown, enjoy the Chinese and Singaporean flavor. And I've heard stingray fish and crabs are pretty good. I'm a vegetarian, I know, but they say these are pretty good. So I think you should try if you are okay to eat these stuff. Yes.
Yeah, I've never tried stingray, and I don't think I will. But crabs are good. Crabs are really
Yeah.
good. Although you might say, "Oh, the crabs in the Philippines are much better." That's why.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I
and they're
have
not as
no idea.
expensive. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's fine.
I can't comment. I can only comment on cottage cheese. Let's
Yes.
talk about it next.
Yeah, there's no cottage cheese in the Philippines, which
Yeah.
is strange, really. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. Last question is message for birthday. Sheila, go. Take it
Why
up.
do you keep pushing it on me? But anyway, I'm good. I've actually been rehearsing stuff in my head.
Oh,
Yes. I was
I
like,
need to
oh, so these are the
practice.
questions.
I'm buying
Yes.
some more time.
I noticed. You're like, I know your kind. My message for you, Raquel, is this. I wish for you an amazing year this year, 2021. I wish for you a life filled with positivity, a life filled with people who love you, support you, and admire you, and making you do better in whatever you're doing, whether at work, whether in your studies, whether in volunteering. Um, I wish for you I suppose, a fun-filled life, because you should also have fun. You shouldn't always be working. That's why I
Yes.
keep telling you at times, do not keep responding immediately. If you need to take a rest, please take a rest. Every person will have its what's that point? That point where they get really tired. I do not want you to
Work
reach that.
hard, but party harder.
Oh, balance. I'm more of like a balance. You
Or
can
the
work hard,
introvert is
get
talking.
burned out, and then you can't party hard anyway. So that is what my wish is for you. I wish for you just a year of so many blessings, so much love, and just so much accomplishments this year. Happy
Thank
birthday.
you.
Happy birth month.
Yeah, every day is a birthday, darling. It's fine. So I would say, I think, Raquel, we are always braver than we believe. And definitely you are stronger than you seem. And definitely you are smarter than you think. And more loved than you will ever know. So always cherish the way you are. And I'm sure you always do that because you are amazing. You are inspirational. Just continue to be the way you are. And I really, really wish the best in life for you. Amazing people and good people always meet good people. So you are so good that I am sure you will always come across good people in your life, but always have faith in you and have people around you who have faith in you. And even if somebody says something, south, it's fine. It's just fine. People throw stones on a tree where you have more apples. So, you have more apples. Don't worry. But I definitely wish for you get everything you deserve and desire for this year because you may feel that you deserve less. Your desires might be few, but you definitely deserve a lot more than you think. Wish you a very, very happy birthday once again. And every day is a birthday. Keep inspiring and keep enjoying life to the most. And of course, as Sheila mentioned, work hard but party harder.
Thank you very much for
It's
the
good to
Thank
see you
you.
time.
smiling always. It's good to see you
Yes.
Yeah,
smiling.
I always smile.
Good. Keep on smiling.
She knows that.
And thank you again for inviting us, Raquel.
Thank you so much, Raquel, for inviting us.
Thank you for the time.
Thank
Absolutely,
you.
any time for you. And thank you so much and wish you all the best for your new initiative and this channel. And we will definitely keep sharing it. Guys, keep sharing it, keep commenting, and keep liking the channel and all the episodes that Raquel is going to bring soon. Thank you so much
Yes,
once
second
again.
that.
Thank you.
It's a great discussion.
Fantastic. It's lovely, right? It's lovely to talk like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No scripting, no strings attached. It's all just from
Yeah.
straight from the heart.
So let's end it.
Okay,
Thank
then. Have a
you.
great weekend,
It's a wrap.
everyone.
Guys. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Oma.